Okay. Okay, then we can go through it. So why remember HOMO series basically why is it because of the we have a lot of organic compound. If you are not so familiar organic compound, basically I can tell you one is anything that involving living organism one is organic compound, including you yourself. That's why very complicated. When you want to study one by one, which normally we don't do like that. Why? That's why they come out something called homologous series. It's something like periodic table, but we don't have periodic table of organic chemistry. Why? But we say it's a family of organic chemistry. So we try to narrow down into a specific family. And what are those family we're going to learn? Which is alkene, alcohol, carboxylic acid. Okay? Why? Only 5 only. But then if you further study, then you learn 10, 12, 20, 30, 50, 100. Yeah, a lot. Okay? Yeah, so it's very complicated. Why? So all these family, why? Of course, they have characteristics. That's why all these characteristics, your school also told you one, memorize. Why? Standardized, normally we memorize the first 3 one. Like the same general formula, same why, reversion of method, and then they have a similar chemical property because of same functional group. Why? But you take notes, guys. Why? If you write similar chemical property already, we don't write same functional group again. Because I need to tell you one, the functional group is to explain the chemical property one. Why? But you can write same functional group as one of the characteristics, but you don't talk about chemical property anymore. They're related one. You guys understand what I'm saying? Okay. Why? So that's why this 3 is always like to ask you to write one. Very rare, they talk about the below one. But you still have to understand. So the below the 2 one, right, you have to understand is each of the family of the HOMO series one, they have a trends in physical property. Trends means when you go down, right, like melting point boiling point is increased. They have the same trend one. Right? So then the last one, right? If you do the school, they give you a table before one, then you understand what. Consecutive member meaning means from one carbon to the next carbon. The difference is always by CH2. But then can you copy down? The molar mass will be 14. Which means the molar mass from one carbon to the next carbon is different by 14. Fixed already. CH2 12 plus 2 14. Okay, they also like to use 14 to help tell you the difference in molar mass. Okay, right? Then each of the HOMO series one basically have their own unique functional group, and then of course they also have their own unique general formula. So basically, functional definition will be below. Functional group basically is a group of atoms that cause chemical reaction one, which means why? Please understand hydrocarbon is not functional group. Hydrocarbon means carbon and hydrogen. It's not the functional group. That's why most of the time hydrocarbon don't cause any reaction one, except a few. Why? Normally they don't cause chemical reaction. Only the one that are very unique, like OH one, other than carbon and hydrogen, then we call this one is a functional group. Because most of the time, reaction only take place here only. They won't take place the whole thing one. Except combustion, cracking, those stuff. Why? Because combustion and cracking is based on hydrocarbon one. The rest is not. Okay, they're based on functional group. Okay, then general formula is like a calculation formula you memorize only. Then you put inside the number of carbon, then you can find the formula from here. Okay, memorize as if I ask you to write general formula. So then the characteristic I can quickly go through, but then I hope you still remember. So basically, alkane, you can copy down. They contain carbon and hydrogen. Then you highlighted, you remember they are single bond, which is saturated. Then the general formula is a CnH2n plus 2. They don't have functional group. Alkane is the only one to have functional group. They are purely hydrocarbons. That's why alkane, the reaction is very less. Because they don't have functional group. Right? Alkene also have carbon hydrogen atoms, but they have at least double bond, which is unsaturated. So general formula is CnH2n. The double bond is a functional group. Then alcohol, they have carbon, hydrogen, and 1 oxygen. So OH hydroxyl is a functional group. So the general formula is a CnH2n plus 1 OH. Then carboxylic acid is carbon, hydrogen, and 2 oxygen. Carboxylic have 2 oxygen. Why? Then the functional group is a carboxyl group. So the general formula is a CnH2n plus 1 COH. Right? Then the next one is an ester, also have 2 oxygen. Right? Then the functional group is a CO ester. But they don't have general formula. If your school teach you general formula, I will suggest you don't memorize that. Molecular formula ester, we don't learn using general formula. We learn how to join them together. Why? Then amine, basically, why I won't discuss much, because we only focus on polymer. So that's all. Why? But we don't learn one of the chapter in that. Further study only we learn it. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Then the next one is on naming up. By then you should understand already. So remember naming one, we have a prefix and suffix one. And one more thing, new syllabus, the isomer naming no longer will ask. But then I will still see some of the question one, they will still give you like you 2 in, you 1 in 1. Right? The one you still have to know. That's why later on I will ask you to do isomer, we will name those like common one. Right? But then you only need to know how to know the naming of the normal one, the normal structure, not the isomer. Right? So, but then let's go through it. So of course the prefix suffix please memorize like math, F, prop, then builds, then pens. After 5 carbon, you follow your trigonometry. Pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, exactly the same. Right. Then for the suffix one, we follow the functional group. So alkane is ANE, alkene is ENE. Okay, this one pay attention. Right. Alcohol, we have a real one and we have a common one. Okay, but in exam, if they ask you to write, right, we write the real one. The real one is OL. But when you name inside, we don't put OL, we put AN in front. You don't ask me why. Right? But I can tell you the reason. It's because of the vowel. Anything start with O, we have to end with AN. Right? Who created? I also know. Right? But exam, they do ask you to write suffix for them. Then you just write, like example, if they ask for what is the suffix of alkane, then then you just say ANE. You can put a dash up to you. Oh, they do ask the suffix. So you write the real one. Okay. Then same with acid. Acid, the suffix OIC as well. But we have to put AN. Like example, we don't name our vinegar white ethanoic acid. We always name as ethanoic acid. Sound nicer, no? Okay. Ester, of course, you know one. We have 2 names. YL and NOA must be together. Okay. Then your school confirm do this table for you one. But I don't want to waste so much time. Why? You only need to do 3 for me. Why? But what I want is, because we straight away draw the structure, if can, right, you name, like example, 1 carbon is methane, then it's a CH4, then you draw the structure, then you draw like CH4. You do 3 things for me and 1. Okay. But your school also teach you one. This table is for practice purpose one. We don't memorize one. No point memorize. Why? Practice how to draw and name. But later I give you some tips, especially for drawing. But can you try to do first? So that only 3 carbon only. I didn't ask you to draw the 6. Right. Name, molecular formula, and structure formula. The structure formula must be draw all the bonds and atom.